greetings of peace. The film continues to be recorded, and the mission to be awake continues to be reinforced. And it's such a precious to be able to gather with the family of the real eyes to learn and to experience the knowledge, the wisdom given and shared by the supreme beautiful teacher. Observations in the mind, observations of the emotions created in the body after the reactions in the mind. Whilst a small gathering was happening, whilst the real I was churning, the sharings of the real eyes, the demon, as soon as the churning was ready, wanted instantly to share. And that's what this lowest consciousness does. Still observing and learning how this lowest consciousness operate. And that's the homework. And the beautiful Supreme Soul is empowering the real I to be able to understand how this enemy operates, what are the strategies of this enemy. An enemy that is ingrained in the actions of in everyday actions, and that's the reason for those actions to be sinful, negative actions. The only actions not sinful can happen always in an incognito way. Those actions are actions of 1 second. Those actions happen when the real me is actually awake for that second or for those 2 seconds. In this part of the film, the real ones are asleep, and by being asleep they are slaves without knowing, but they are slaves from this lowest consciousness. And so every time these beings are awake, they are actually performing positive action, karma. one gift from the beautiful Supreme Soul is the third eye. This third eye is different from the physical eyes that the body, the puppet, has. The physical eyes are an instrument to see, and after seeing it, there are more instruments to observe what was seen, to assimilate, to discern, to judge. And those are the physical eyes. The third eye, when given by the beautiful Supreme Soul, is an eye that allows the real ones to experiencing the alokik, non from this world dimensions. With this third eye, it's possible to be in the company of the real ones behind the masks. This is a gift given by the beautiful one. This third eye doesn't see. This third eye experiences the subtle regions, the incorporeal dimension, the invisible beings, and experience the company of the truth, the company of the beautiful Supreme Soul. With this third eye, it is possible to experience the invisible, things that things that don't belong to the physical dimension, where the normal physical eyes are able to see and absorb. To make the alokik, not from this world dimension, alive, is to, in fact, to be awake. And the more the real ones maintain this third eye open, the more this alokik dimension, alokik experiences, alokik beings are experienced, the stronger the connection with the truth is. Because down here in this physical dimension is the dimension of the illusion, the perfect illusion, the perfect magic trick. And when I am in the experience of the alokik dimension, when I make that invisible world visible to the third eye, when I want to be in that reality, the film will gradually become smaller, and the real dimension will become stronger, more important. That's actually the mission of the beautiful one. In the small gathering sharing was made about the one everyone calls God. That God is actually a role, and it's true. It's true. And so when I'm able to experience and to understand that God or Rudra or Shiva are just the name of the role, I'm able to remove one of the layers and get closer to that amazing being. The beautiful one is used, the supreme friend, the supreme teacher. All of these can be labels for a role, but in fact behind those layers or behind those, the name of those roles is a being of peace, is a being that is altruistically, unconditionally loving. Loving to me, loving to the real family. There's a being that has no agenda behind his actions. There is a being that is constantly and powerfully awake to the truth. There is a being that is thinking of me. There is a being that is thinking of you. And so yes, remove the word Baba, remove the word or the label Baba, remove the label God, remove the label Mother or Father, and see who is behind that role, that little tiny point of powerful, constant consciousness.